What's up, poker players? Hope you guys have been killing it out on the tables. Today we're going to take a look at some interesting hands from a session a couple nights ago. We're going to look at this balance, which is at a little bit over $1,000 before this session started. I think I won like 70 or 80 bucks on this session, but I got in some interesting spots, a bunch of interesting hands, so let's take a look at it and jump right into it. First hand we're taking a look at is King Jack suited from the hijack seat. Folds to me, I open raise to 3x. We get a call from the small blind, who is a loose, non-regular player, very high VPIP, and we also get called from the big blind, who is a non-regular, a little bit tighter than the small blind. Check to me on the flop, ace high, 2 spades. We hit our flush draw on the turn, and we still have king high, so I'm going to put in a semi-bluff here, a little bit less than 2/3 of the pot. No one showed any interest in this hand yet, so we pick it up right here. We also had a lot of outs that we could draw to. I'm fine with picking up that pot right there. And the very next hand, we have pocket kings. Now in middle position, make it 3x. Folds to Obamka, who makes a call in the cutoff. A continuation bet here to 2/3 of the pot. Pretty draw heavy board. There's now $6 in the pot. Obamka is thinking about it. Obamka is a regular player, very loose, aggressive, makes some crazy plays. I've seen this guy, push me all in with like ace reg before, so we'll see what he's got going on. Yep, he pushes in with 8-9. He's got the gut shot and top pair, and we pick up that pot right there with the kings. Not a bad start to the session. Now we have ace jack on the button. Folds to us. We are going to open to 3x. We have 2 regulars to our left in the blinds. Liberal chick 96 has a 3-bet percentage of almost 9%, and half of it is premium hands and the other half is most likely not. So I'm thinking this player plays a very balanced game, very polarized, and is going to protect their blinds quite often. They also have a close to 70% fold to 4-bet here, which means I can almost bet any 2 cards as a 4-bet with that high of a fold percentage. And ace jack plays really well. Doesn't play well against the premium holdings, but I think we're going to get great value here even if we do get a call. And with that high fold percentage to a 4-bet, it's going to pay off in the long run, 4-betting that hand. And they make a fold and we pick up that pot. The very next hand we have pocket queens. Dirt poor opens to 4x from under the gun, and we get a call to his left from a non-regular player. Tight non-regular. I make it a little bit less than 4 times the open raise, and they both fold. Pick up that pot. Not bad. Now we're opening with jack 10 in the cutoff. Folds to the big blind, and the big blind is Drew 117. Don't have much information on this player, but we wind up flopping 3 of a kind. Relatively draw heavy board. A lot of Broadway straights out there. So we continuation bet the flop. He makes a quick call. I'm going to continue betting on the turn as well, and we get check raised. He's only got $6 behind him, so I'm putting him all in. He's pretty much pot committed here, and we have him out kicked with the trip 10s, and it holds, and we pick up a good pot right there. Next hand we're looking at is pocket 3s. On the big blind, we have an open raise from the wolf and a call from Baby Got Back. Both regular players. The wolf plays a pretty tight game, but fairly aggressive post-flop. We wind up flopping bottom set. There are a ton of draws out there. Checks around us. I'm going to bet 174, and we get a call from the wolf. The queen 10 got there, but none of the other draws did. I'm going to put in a large bet here. Make it 398, a little bit less than $4, more than 2/3 of the pot. Gonna set up for a large river bet, and we get a call. There is now 1334 in the pot. None of the draws really got there, again, except for the queen 10, and I think we would have gotten re-raised with the queen 10. So I'm trying to think of a bet sizing here that this player is going to call with. I see that he doesn't fold too often to river bets, but I want to make it manageable for him to call something like king queen, ace king that he could be open raising with, those type of hands. And we do get a call, pick up a large pot there. Now we are going to be playing a hand from the big blind. It is a 6-3 offsuit. We have a limp from a fish in under the gun and a limp from shred in middle position. Small blind calls, I just check. We wind up flopping 2 pair, bottom 2 pair. 190 in the pot, I do a 2/3 pot size bet. And the fish to our left raises, a min raise. And we get called from the big blind. Right now, I'm thinking that some of these players might have a 4-5 for the nuts. I'm just gonna call here. I think there's a good chance these players could be betting the flush draw as well. But I think if I raise there, I'm only gonna get called by a 5-4. And we wind up turning a full house. At this point, I'm pretty sure I'm good. I'm probably only losing to a 6-7 or pocket 7s. I guess I am only losing to 6-7 or pocket 7s. There could be straight flush draws out there. And so I bet around 2/3 of the pot, a little bit less than 2/3, and we get raised by slotted to our left, the fish. And I'm just gonna get it all in here. I have a feeling this player might chase a draw if he has it, and he winds up having aces. And once again, I know we went over this in a previous video not that long ago, but limping pocket aces, you guys, is one of those plays that you should not be doing, and I see so many fish doing it. He just set himself up for failure there, and you know, he didn't play it aggressively until after I hit 2 pair on the flop and a full house on the turn. I love it because he paid me off, but if that's something you're doing, try to work that out of your game. Limping pocket aces isn't that good of a play unless you have somebody who is absolutely reckless pre-flop and is going to be betting and betting out of control pretty much every single hand. Then I can say limp, hide the value of your hand. But unless you're in that type of situation, I don't think limping aces is really ever worth it. Now I'm going to take a look at King Jack offsuits. I am in under the gun +2, open raise to 3x, folds around to the big blind who is mortal lock. I have a pretty deep history with this player. He called me on not too long ago for playing a very tight nitty game. So we wind up flopping 3/8. I just have a king high here, bet $2, and we get a call. And he comes out and donk bets the turn. Since he knows that I play a very tight game, tight nitty game, I think if I raise here, I could get him to fold a lot of hands. So I'm raising to represent a strong hand. It's a small raise, but I want him to think I have a top pair, and I think he's gonna fold a ton of his hands. A lot of his small pairs are gonna be gone there. Any of his ace highs are gonna be gone. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you have not done that yet. Head down to the video description for all the links to America's Card Room, Hold'em Manager, as well as all the other poker products that I use. Follow me on my social media, Facebook, Twitter. Get on the email list if you want to. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Share it with anyone who might be interested. And I'll be back very soon with a new video and my session from last night. But until then, you guys, I'll see you out on the virtual felt.